it not? It's not as wide as it. Oh, we're already on. It's good. Probably because I'm not far enough. Can you like talk?
Yo, what up? Trump for president. Let's talk about that.
Nope.
Trump for president.
Oh, it's because we're too close.
Oh, just move the table back.
Is that better? Yeah, that's way better. All right.
Is this the beginning of a song?
Good evening.
Oh, you want to move the mic?
Oh. Once again, and welcome to yet another exciting episode of 10 Minutes with Ronald, the show that nobody asked for, yet somebody is watching. I'm your host, Ronald Young Jr., a.k.a. Ohitsbigron.
Wait for like Ted Koppel.
And I am on the mic. All right, so I need everybody watching right now to do me one big favor. Hit the share button. Hit it right now. I want to double this audience. Hit the share button.
I want to double this audience. Please do it.
Go down, hit share. Do it. Actually, you need to do it too. All right, how do I do this? How do I?
Hit the space button.
How do I get in here?
What's the password?
Yeah.
You want me to type it in there?
All right, hey, everybody, hit the share button right now. We about to get started. Hit the share button. You need to share with your friends too.
Hey, Alicia, can you share with a bunch of people?
Share. Hit the share button. Hit the share button. Oh.
Why is it so much?
Because.
Well, just move over some.
Why do I have to move over?
Because you're more.
Yeah, I have more of the camera space.
Hey, Alicia, share with people we know, please.
All right. What up, Colin? All right, here we go. Let's 10 minutes it up. All right, it's your host, Ronald Young Jr. What up, Colin? Oh, it's Big Ron. What up, Alicia? What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Matt? Alicia, I see. Oh, there's two Alicias in here. Okay. Alicia Marie Wasner, as well as Libby. Welcome to the room. Welcome to the conversation. Once again, I have with me my dear friend, a.k.a. Mass Potential. We are here in Mass Potential Studios.
Thanks for coming, man.
Yes.
Mass Potential. That's
you don't want to plug yourself or anything?
Masspotential.com or .net. Don't go to masspotential.com. I don't know who that is. Masspotential.net. TLASN.net. At Mass Potential everywhere.
Wait, are you saying you're getting static, Jeremy?
Oh, is it maybe it's the fan?
No, that's.
All right.
Yes.
Production value.
All right. If there's any problems, any types of feedback or loops, if you hear anything that doesn't sound right, I'm not rapping. I'm preaching. There's a different voice inflection. Wait, is it still happening? Is it? Wait, what? How are they all getting static?
Weird mic.
Is it better now?
Ooh.
No.
Yes, now there is. Oh, no.
Wait, now there's static or now there's not static? Turn off all your phones.
That's my phone.
Wait, what? All right, now I'm going to fix this.
After these messages, we'll be right back. It sounds like farts. Taco Tuesday. Oh, yeah, I guess it is Tuesday.
Is everything off?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Do you have any, like... All right, is it still... It's gone? Okay, thank you. Marilyn, if you're going to be remote producer, I need you to speak up sooner rather than later. Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. And once again, let's talk a little bit today.
All right.
We're going to talk about a couple of things.
I'm here.
We're going to talk about Brock Turner.
All right.
I'm sorry. I said his name wrong. We're going to talk about Stanford Rapist Brock Turner, as well as Colin Kaepernick, as well as athlete. What do you mean it's back?
Oh no! What is the meaning of this?
Yeah. What? Do you have something on?
No. Why are you blaming me?
There's something. What is? Is your phone on Do Not Disturb?
Yeah, but also, like, people would have to communicate with me for there to be an issue.
This is upsetting.
Just power through.
All right, I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna go through with it anyway.
Power through. I love that. Was the best advice.
It really was.
Power through.
I don't know where the static's coming from.
That's super annoying.
It's just when I talk. Are you serious? All right, you do the talking.
All right. So, welcome to This Is Now My Show. 10 minutes with Mass Potential and Static. That's his nickname. It comes and goes like deadbeat dads. When you hit the like button. What a jerk. I like this guy.
All right, stop liking. No one don't like anything anymore. I don't have a Fitbit, Marilyn. This is a rubber band.
Maybe it's your metal glasses.
Oh, maybe I'm too loud. Am I too loud? Maybe it's because I'm too loud. Is it because I'm talking too loud? I'm just going to talk like this from now on. Is this better? Is it still going static? Can y'all still hear it? It was because I was loud?
Is it? Maybe we should talk like classic radio folks who just kind of talk.
I don't understand
like
what
this.
happened differently. Different. What, in NPR? Shut up, Alicia.
You are.
I'm not yelling. I'm talking like this.
I don't want to be in your show anymore.
Wait, what? You're already here. You're already on.
I don't want to be. This is big Mass Potential Studios.
All right, we're going. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about Brock Turner.
We're back. Let's do it. No, you said his name wrong again.
What?
Stanford Rapist.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Stanford Rapist Brock Turner. So let's just run down a little bit about exactly what happened here.
Sure.
Okay, so to start with, Brock Turner went to Stanford University.
He did.
Was a swim student.
He was
a swimmer.
Yeah.
And a student. So while he was a swimmer and a student, he went to a party and he ran into a girl, and whatever happened, he ended up having sex with a girl who was unconscious.
Yes.
Was caught.
It's not good.
Was caught.
Yeah.
Was arrested.
Yeah.
Was meant to serve. Was projected to serve 16 to 20 years.
It was 15 or something, wasn't it?
Something like that. They went for 6. The judge gave him 6 months.
Yep.
He was out.
But wait, why did they get what? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you finish the trajectory, and then we'll come back to whys.
The judge gave him 3, and he's been out since.
No, the judge gave him 6.
The judge gave him 6, and he got out in 3.
Yeah, and so he's just among us. He's just a regular guy now.
Stanford Rapist Brock Turner is out on the streets right now.
He assaulted someone while they were unconscious, and he's just allowed.
Oh no,
to be out.
we're not gonna say assault. It was sexual assault, aka rape. I want to say rape as many times.
No, I think that's
when
important.
saying his name, because what he did was rape. Stanford Rapist Brock Turner is at the house right now, hanging out, having a good old time.
He's doing what he could be doing his own.
He could be doing his own Facebook Live right now
with no static too.
With
so not
no
only
static.
is he a rapist, but he gets static free broadcasting.
Yeah, his mic's works. I bet you his mic is fine, working great. Probably has 15 viewers. We only got 14. He got 15. That's what he gets. Thoughts?
We're brown and he's not.
Do you leave it at that?
I don't want to. I mean, so much of the concern of the judge and the concern of the of his attorney was he won't make it in jail. He's too sensitive. He'll never last in jail. But isn't that why we have jail? Right? The fact that you won't last in jail should have been the reason you don't rape anyone.
Yes.
That's the reason I don't commit any crimes, is because I can't deal with the consequences. I don't want to be a part of the penal system. I don't want to I don't want to go to trial. I don't want to get locked up. So I don't do things that cause those things. And I can guarantee if I go rob 7-Eleven right now, no nonviolent, no gun, no weapon, I just straight up steal a candy bar, the cop's not going to be like, oh, you won't make it in jail. So no, they're going to throw me in the back part.
The fact that there's even an option, or the fact that they would even say something like he won't make it in jail, proves to me that they know the effectiveness and the problem that there is with the prison system to begin with. Because you're actually saying to someone they won't make it in jail. It's like, oh, Is that because we don't rehab our inmates when they actually go to jail? They don't actually change?
Right.
There's no restorative justice?
Right. Jail
so you're telling
be...
me if this white guy goes to jail, he might come out worse than you put him in. So what do you imagine you're doing to all the black people you're putting in there? Could that be the reason why black people are in the state they are today? Why the recidivism rate is so high? Because if you put them in prison, they end up worse in prison than when they came out? Could that be the problem, Mr. Judge, sir?
It could be.
I don't know. It sounds like it.
And you're absolutely right. They should be saying, yay, hooray, we have an opportunity to put him in a place where we rehabilitate bad people and turn them back into good people.
Yeah.
The good people factory.
Yeah, a place
but
where
they
we
know
can
it's
go.
not a good people factory.
Yeah.
Which means every time somebody says it's for rehabilitation or it's so that you can retrain and reintroduce somebody back into the population, that's BS.
It's nonsense.
It's BS. Do you know what BS stands for?
Oh, I know
bad
what it stands
stuff.
for. Bad
It's
stuff.
bad stuff.
It's brazen stool.
It's
Brazen stool. That's
Yes,
what
it
we're
is.
saying from now
it's
on.
brazen stool.
Again, if everybody could hit that share button, get this news out there. We are talking about Stanford Rapist Brock Turner. Stanford Rapist Brock Turner. Our connection is weak. I don't know why. I hope it's connected to the Wi-Fi and not to the...
Oh. It should be, though.
Right,
it should be,
it'll come
because
back.
I have Verizon Wi-Fi, so it picks up. It goes back and forth.
So anyway, like we were saying, so I think that's what's appalling right now is that we're literally in a society, and I think a lot of people...
That's such a good point.
That's something else. Matt Perno points that out. A rapist gets 6 months and a dealer gets 60 years. There are people in jail right now for pot.
Yeah.
For marijuana.
A thing that since they've been in is
now legal.
Is now legal, or at least...
Do you think they're getting those people out?
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
What is prison doing to them right now?
And the thing about it is, and this is how bad the prison... I didn't even know we were about to have a conversation about the prison system.
Oh, we absolutely
But this is
are.
how bad the prison system is. You trap people in a cage.
Mm-hmm.
You feed them nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You give them nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You give them no way to even pretend to rehabilitate themselves. You cut all the programs. And so somebody who went in for something nonviolent at this point has become a caged animal,
Mm-hmm.
which at some point they may. Now you're pitting people against each other unknowingly.
You're turning them into criminals.
Right. So now that I came in for, a pound of weed, right? My intention was to make a life for myself and sell this to people so that something that is not legal to sell to people, by the way. Like, imagine locking up a bartender. Anyway, so you lock this guy up, and now he's got to fend for himself because you've locked him up with other people who maybe they sold weed, maybe they murdered their whole family. They're all in the same place, and now he's got to fend for himself against somebody who's actually not a good person. Not this person's a bad person, not good person like this other person is.
Yeah.
So now he's got to fend for himself. So now he stabs this guy in the neck, or he gets bucked with one of the officers. So now he's committed a legitimate crime for you to keep him there forever, when really at this point everybody who got locked up for weed should be getting let out now.
Let me make it even worse for you and all the viewers out there, all 14 of you. Maybe they actually raped someone.
Yeah.
Maybe they did.
Yeah.
Too bad they can't get rehabilitated in prison.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me just make this worse. If you actually sell weed or sold weed or went to jail for possession, felony possession of marijuana, you know what
sounds like
you can't do when you get out?
You can't vote.
You can't sell weed legally.
You can't.
You can't sell it legally.
Yeah.
So you went to jail for selling it illegally. When you get out, they're like, well, you can't sell it legally now, even though it's legal. It's like, wait, what are they supposed to do? Well, you know what they could do? They could go get a job at McDonald's. Oh, can't do that, because you know what that doesn't pay? A living wage. So you know what they'd have to do to supplement that income? Sell weed. But they can't sell it illegally anymore because I can go buy it legally. So you've already killed my side business.
You killed the illegal market by making it illegal and barring those people who are actually good at it.
Yeah.
You barred them from doing it.
You've killed, I'm sitting here thinking about it, and Brock Turner just opens the path. Stanford Rapist Brock Turner. And I just want to do a couple things. I always want Stanford to be attached to his name.
Yeah.
And I always want rape to be attached to his name.
Because
and I want Stanford.
That's literally what he did.
Yes. And I want Stanford Rapist and Brock Turner to be 4 words that we say all the time. Stanford Rapist Brock Turner. My sister put me up to this. She said Rapist Brock Turner. I want to be like, no, Stanford Rapist Brock Turner. Because you know what he learned at Stanford? How to rape.
Yep. You know what else he learned? He learned that it's not that bad. You get caught for rape, they stick you away for a couple months.
Not their problem.
You cry every night for 90 days and you get out.
Here's the thing. It probably wasn't even that. It probably wasn't even that bad for him in there. Because more than likely he was an ad seg.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Stanford Rapist Brock Turner.
He probably had on like a neon Brock Rapist Turner. He probably had on like a neon jumpsuit. Nobody could come within like 10 feet of him.
Stanford University Rapist Brock Turner. Yes, I always wanted to be. I wanted to be Stanford's
legacy. Yes.
I wanted to be Stanford's legacy too, though. I think it's important that if you are at a university and you didn't, because when this happened, I felt like they should have cracked. Because now you know what their response to this now is like Stanford's now a dry campus, and I'm like, yes, because it was the alcohol that was the problem.
Yeah,
it wasn't the rape,
and
that was the problem.
But shouldn't every campus be a dry campus? That's not
right?
Do anything.
That's the other part of this. When they talk about drinking on campus, it's like technically all campuses are dry campuses because you're not drinking in class,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like unless you're talking about we're saying at the fraternity houses that are on campus, we're not going to drink, or we're not going to drink. But they're not drinking at the library or at the university commons or all that. They're going to parties and they're drinking there. Are you saying that they can't come back to the dorm drunk? That they're not allowed to, like, if you're talking about not allowing them into the dorms to drink and all that, I get all that. But I'm like, you guys are clearly not seeing the problem here is that you have a rape problem. You have a problem with rape. Alicia points out, very smart. Thank you. Colin, very good. Stanford should become a rape-free campus. Secondly, Alicia, that letter his father wrote? Did you read that?
Oh, yes.
Oh! I read that and I was like, I was so infuriated that Stanford Rapist Brock Turner's rape father,
his rape father.
Because here's the thing, he would have just been his father until his father became a rape apologist.
Yeah.
So now his father is.
I would have been on intervention, like, son, you can't come back
like
over
nah,
here.
like dog.
You raping? Oh no, you got.
First of all, you're still my son, but only by blood. If I see you, I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna be murderer.
Yeah, off top.
Father,
site.
like
how they say it in the streets, on site.
Yeah, that's it. Like as soon as I see you, that's it. Like out here, how do you do it? Yeah, out here.
Oh, it's this. It's like
I thought it was. Okay, yeah, out here in these streets, nah. All right.
His father was a rapist too.
I think I've had enough of Stanford Rapist Brock Turner. But
I think your point. I think your point's about I think this says a much larger. I guess if it's because the judge was sympathetic to the whole thing is what bothers me, because that the judge, he's directly tied into the disciplinary system that states and the federal government has. So he knows what he's saying by saying this guy won't last in prison is that he knows prison is just a box where we're putting people.
We're gonna get there, Jeremy. Give me 1 second. We're gonna segue into that in like 2 seconds.
Prison is literally just a box where we're putting people. It's not doing any. Now, for the serial killers and people like that who are obviously going to need to go down a different path and maybe can't be helped, that has to be identified. We can't decide for him that he's just completely unresolvable. But we also are that judge and those prosecutors have completely acknowledged that jail's useless. It's a place we stick people. And if we stick him in that place, he's going to come out bad, which is what you said earlier, that's what happens to everybody.
That type of discretion should be applied. If they're going to apply that type of discretion, they should be applying it to the young lady in Florida who fired a warning shot into her ceiling to stop the man that was going to abuse her. And they put her in jail for what, like 5-10 years, something like that? I'm like, that's the type of person they should save leniency for. Not for the guy who was raping a woman. Like, it was so bad that the guys that ran up to tackle him, one of them couldn't even talk to the cops because he was crying so bad. Because he was traumatized by what he had seen. So, all this in mind, we think about...
Have any of these people seen Kids? Never mind.
Okay. Oh, my God. All right. So, we're thinking about the terrible prison system, what it does to black people, white privilege, all these things come in mind. And you know what? I think that I just have to take a stand. So, what do I do with my public platform? I decide that I am not going to stand for the national anthem. Not going to do it anymore. That would make me Colin Kaepernick. And everyone lost their ever-loving minds.
Why though?
I have no idea. There's actually two reasons here. The first is that there's a school of thought where everyone's calling it disrespectful. And when they use the word disrespectful.
I'm gonna let you set it up.
Oh no, I'm gonna go. Yeah, and I'm gonna let you knock this one down. The problem when they say disrespectful to me, what irritates me is I feel like disrespectful is one of those code words. It's like when they call black people thugs and they say, well, it's disrespectful. And I'm like, no, because you said Gabby Douglas was disrespectful when she stood and didn't put her hand over her heart. Mm-hmm. So you're basically saying if you don't stand and don't put your hand over your heart, you are disrespectful. Which I'm saying the man sat quietly. How can you be any more respectful than that? Because being respectful has nothing to do with how you show your admiration for this country. It is so that you are not impeding the rights of other people to show their respect for this country. It would be disrespectful if while you were respecting the flag, I was like, hey, not if you just
knock the flag over.
Yeah, like right up there, and I was like, nah. I'm not doing this. You know what I mean?
That's
like not doing this.
Yeah, that's like knocking a Bible out of somebody's hand. Or like, you know what I mean? Just let me give you that rug you're praying on. You don't need that.
Like, you don't need
but that's not what we did. That's not what happened.
He sat down.
You were pledging allegiance. You were standing for the national anthem, and he didn't.
Yeah,
that's all.
How did that bother them? Here's the thing that gets me. For libertarians and Republicans that are so intent to not have government be a part of their lives, how could you look at this man and say, you didn't do what we wanted you to do, that's disrespectful? It's so twisted. I'm like, all he did was sit down.
You know what? But you know what I think my view into this is, and I think the conclusion that I'm drawing
I see you, Danae.
The conclusion that I'm drawing is, I don't know if it's just black athletes, but America feels like they own their athletes.
Jeremy, yes, all white people. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
No, that's what I was going to say. I don't know if it's just black athletes, but America feels like they own their athletes. If I watch you on TV, you belong to me, and you do the things I tell you to do.
Yeah.
And then you play your little game and I watch.
Yeah.
So Colin Kaepernick makes more than anybody who's talking smack about him.
Yeah.
He makes hundreds of times more than anybody who's ever said an ill word about him.
Absolutely.
Why do you feel like because he's playing a thing you're watching, he has to do the things you say do? That's my first, and I'll let you speak to that. My second thing is, and we were talking about this earlier before the show, how many times do I have to pledge allegiance? How many times do I have to stand for the thing before I'm just not a terrorist, I'm American, I can have a seat? Like he's a professional athlete. That means every time he goes to work, imagine every time you went to work, you had to say how much you love the CEO of your job before you started work every day. Right? Like, can I just sign a form that says, yeah, you cool the first day and move on? Like, that's, like, to me, it's more of like, okay, I get, like, the whole, like, disrespectful and racial implications. But to me, just from a logistics standpoint, you're telling me every time I have to come to work, I got to stand for this song somebody wrote 100 years ago?
So here's the other thing that gets me, and I want to point this out. Here's what I think is disrespectful, and we might lose some viewers on this one. When people were standing on the flag and when they're burning the flag, I feel like that's disrespectful. Because I feel like, and I understand, and this is where I say I still respect their, close that, we're frozen.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Okay, so I feel like that's where I say I definitely respect people's rights to actually protest in the form that they feel is more effective, whether they're standing on the flag or burning it. But that's where I say, like, okay, so now you're actually taking something symbolic, and I can understand how me personally would feel some sort of way if someone took my Bible and threw it into the trash, or took my Bible and lit it on fire. I would feel more disrespectful. I'd feel like actually like you did something disrespectful to me. But then the next level of that is, which I don't think people need to be saying, is we're saying like, well, then you need to leave this country. Or if you don't like it, then get out. And then the response to that is, well, where am I going to go? All right, because I can't trace anybody in my immediately ancestry. I don't know what African country they're from. So where would I go back to? I don't know if I'm Ghanaian, Nigerian, Kenyan, Chad, Egyptian. I couldn't tell you any of that.
But also, supposedly, I feel like it's a problem. Anyway, supposedly America is founded on all of these ideals of, we didn't want England's rule, so we came here. We didn't. The beige folk didn't want England's rules, so they came to a new country so they could have their own rules.
Keep going.
And then they made their own rules, and so that they don't have to follow. They threw the T in the bay because they didn't like the taxes.
Yeah.
But if I don't like something my government's doing, I gotta leave.
Yeah.
Well, y'all should have had to go. I don't.
Yeah. Why do we ever say go back to England? No one ever says that. No one ever says that. The white people be like, oh, you don't like Obama being president? You should go back to England.
At least you have a place to go back to.
Yeah. You don't like that Hillary might be president? Why don't you go back to England? That's what I'm gonna start saying from now on. Go back to England.
The funniest thing about it is there's nothing derogatory about that. They're probably laughing in your face.
No, they really would.
It's not a real thing.
That's the worst part about it is, and this takes me down a weird path, is there's literally no way to insult or denigrate a white person except to call them racist.
Yeah.
That is literally
the only thing that makes them
that actually makes them upset. Be like, hey, listen here, Negro. I have like 5 black friends.
That reminds me of the D.L. Hughley joke. Are you outside counting them?
Yeah, exactly. You got a friend census of the 5 black people you have as friends, and you get mad at me. All right, bring it back down. So the whole point about us saying this is that there's also been some sort of talk about athletes and activism in general, and as to how effective it is. And I think everyone agrees. Hold on, let me just get on that. Matt Purnell said cracker. All the white people watching this right now, if you're offended by the word cracker, like, and when I say offended, I mean like legit offended, like go home and reconsider your life and are afraid for your life off the word cracker, like comment, just say something. If you feel like it has the same venom as nigger, as the word nigger, if you think it has the same effect, you could comment right now.
Cracker has no history.
None.
It's literally just a rebuttal.
It means it has to do with the whip cracking. It still acknowledges that you had the power. Like,
it has no history.
No one's actually looking at cracker and being like, "Oh snap!" I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, it's fine. I know that was the end of my thought. It has no history. But you were saying the effectiveness of
athlete activism.
I think because America feels like it owns its athletes, when athletes do something, it's very celebrity. It's very high, it's very what's the right word? It's very I don't know, high on the totem pole, basically.
They also sanitize whenever a celebrity does a protest in the past. Whenever a celebrity does a protest, they always sanitize what they did in history. So when the 2 athletes, Tommy Smith and Carlos, I can't think of their names. I think it was on the podium. When they did that, at the time, they almost lost everything. And people kept trying to twist. They were like, well, they were a part of an organization. I'm like, that doesn't matter. They did the Black Power fist on the on the international stage.
They just played your games that you designed, and they won.
They won.
And it was their turn to do something.
And they did something.
You win. You jump the farthest. You run the most. You jump the highest. And we'll let you do whatever you want when you stand up there.
Yeah.
But they earned that podium. They earned that spot.
The worst part about it is it seems that every time an athlete does this, and I'd say the king of all activist athletes, I would say Muhammad Ali, followed closely by Jim Brown. Jim Brown was a little bit problematic because he had some domestic violence issues with him. But there were others. There's Jim Brown, then there was he's not an athlete, but Harry Belafonte was an actor. And when we talk about like black, just not activists, but black celebrity activists, people who were famous for something else, but then use their platform to be activists.
Yeah.
People will always find a way to say that Muhammad Ali, I remember I had an argument with a young man who tried to say, well, Muhammad Ali was the greatest though, so you can't really compare what he did to Colin Kaepernick. I'm like, do y'all know what y'all said about Muhammad Ali when he said, ain't no Viet Cong ever called me nigger?
He wasn't there.
No.
You were talking to, he wasn't there.
No, they fried that dude.
Yeah,
they went after him. Like they were like, take his belts, put him on a boat, throw him to the bottom of the sea. They hated that man for
and
that.
you know what that looks like to me? That looks like, hey, we're happy to pay you millions of dollars to do the thing we like, but don't be out here acting up. Because you know why? You know why? Because then we're upset with ourselves that we gave you that platform.
Absolutely.
This platform is for you to talk about throwing the ball.
Absolutely.
And if you're not talking about throwing the ball or catching the ball or hitting the other guys who got the ball, then we're gonna have to take that back from you.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't even mean to give you that much power. So again, it's a power thing, right?
Yeah.
I gave you just enough power for you to be cool, but I'll take it back from you if you don't say the things we want you to say.
And the worst part about it is they'll give everybody else the opportunity to say what they need to say. Like even with Tim Tebow, when he was doing a lot of proselytizing that people either loved or hated, I feel like they weren't treating him the same way that they treated other people, that they treated Colin Kaepernick, that they treat other black activist athletes who use their platform to say something important. Even LeBron James, like LeBron James has been doing a lot. Every time there's something, he did the I Can't Breathe t-shirts, he did the hoodie, he did, he's like sending kids to college, he's doing all these very pro-black things, and I feel like he gets a lot of hate for it. You know what I mean? And it puts you in this place where you wonder, is this just because they're black, or is this because we don't want to hear you talk about black stuff?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Is it just because they're black?
Well, let's ask the audience.
I think it.
Do you think it's because they're black, or because they don't want to hear us talk about black stuff?
People confuse patriotism with I agree with everything the country does. That's a good point, Alicia.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
You can love this country and hate the things that they do.
Exactly. And that's what the country was founded on.
Yeah.
It was founded on the idea that we don't have one person, one dictator telling us what we got to do.
Yeah.
So if we don't like something, we vote those people in. We decide who goes where, in theory. We can get into electoral college another time. But you know what I mean? That's the point. So if I don't like something, I should have the power to not only do. First of all, I should be able to do whatever I want. As long as Colin Kaepernick doesn't like poop on stage or like start flipping off the cameras, he should be able to plank during the national anthem. You want to know why? Because it has nothing to do with his job.
Nothing.
There's nothing to do with his job.
Nothing.
When I signed this contract, it didn't say anything about, unless it does. Do we have some kind of NFL lawyer here? I'm pretty sure the contract doesn't have anything to do with you standing for the national anthem. Also, this national anthem, it was written 1 million years ago. It couldn't possibly be relevant anymore. It couldn't possibly be relevant anymore. We're not fighting on the ground. We're sending drones. None of this stuff. There's no.
And if I'm not correct, Colin Smith, who is a troop, I think he's currently a troop or is a former troop, says that it has nothing to do with the troops, which I think most of us would agree with.
It doesn't.
Like,
it describes a scene of military action.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Former troop. I thought so. So this all being said, it's just upsetting that people have taken this very specific brand of patriotism, very specific brand of perceived behavior for black athletes, and said that if they don't behave in this mold, then somehow they're being disrespectful. You know what the worst part about it is? That means that they, like, literally, and this kind of tilts the conversation to another place. There's too much scrutiny over what the black athlete can do in general. Because if you're Marshawn Lynch, you can't not talk to the press. So you can't even not talk.
Do you know? But think about it. That goes into that goes into the whole racism and with cops and all of that. You can't do stuff. You can't not do stuff. You can't stand still. You can't run. You can't lay down. You can't stand up. It's because you're black. At that point, we just start to narrow out all of the other things that are different about these people, except the fact that they were born brown. Yeah. But I had a whole other comment. I don't even remember.
We're just
exactly. But that's another thing too. I'm willing to bet now that Colin Kaepernick has he's refused to Colin. I'm sorry, Colin is an awful name.
Yeah, no one should name their child Colin.
Now that Colin Kaepernick has decided not to stand for the national anthem, I guarantee you, even if a bunch of other athletes don't not stand, they're all going to start thinking about why are they standing for this? Why? Like, I'm willing to bet up until now, and obviously this happens in generations. He's not the first person to do it, but he's getting a lot of scrutiny and a lot of attention in this current generation. I'm willing to bet there's a lot of current NFL players who are like, I'm not really sure why I'm standing for this. I only did it because the guy next to me did it.
Have you ever wondered why we don't say and sing the national anthems, the Pledge of Allegiance, like we don't save it for more sacred events?
I don't think anybody knows.
Like, why are we doing it at sporting events? Like, sports aren't real. Like, here's the worst part about it. If tomorrow somebody bombed the United States, God forbid, or some plague came and wiped everything out, the first thing we would be like, oh, well, we don't have time to do sports because we got to do everything else. So in that case, when would we hear the national anthem?
We wouldn't.
I want everybody to tell me when's the last time you heard the national anthem or the pledge or any of that stuff when you weren't at an event where sports were about to be played? Somebody's retirement ceremony.
What's more sacred to Americans than sports?
Yeah, it's propaganda. It's propaganda, Colin. I'm 100% with that. That's exactly what they did. They were like, yeah, we're gonna America, and we're gonna before movies on. That's absolutely right. Before the movie, they play the national anthem, which I'm like, Why? I'm about to watch a movie. Like, what?
And the movie could be about like murder and
I'm about to watch The Inglourious Bastards. They're like America.
But then not so much when you watch the movie.
Yeah. No, that's true. So at school they say it every day. But these are all places.
Why?
But
I have no idea. Why do we need to pledge allegiance every day? Why do we have to do it every day?
How often do you think we should do it?
Once in your life. Do it when you're 18. When you turn 18 and you sign up to be in the army, or you turn 18
to do the draft,
and you get
or vote.
Yeah. When you do that right there, boom, before you sign a paper, all right, cool, here's your card, but wait, first say it. And you say it and you're done.
Yeah.
Why do I need to say it? A bunch of other. I don't.
You know what makes sense?
Upsetting now.
And right before you voted, they made you say the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm like, that's exactly what you should say. Because before they should be like, listen, before you step in this booth, I'm gonna need you to honor America, because I don't need you going in there doing no dumb stuff, writing in like Tubergenflagen or any of that nonsense. I need you to take this seriously.
I would think that would be 100% fair. And if at that point,
indoctrination, Lee said,
if at that point, you wanted to sit down and you didn't want to say it, then okay, we can't let you in here.
Yeah.
I feel like that's reasonable. I feel like that's 100% reasonable.
It's at least more reasonable to, we're instructed to not let kids sit.
No. What school is this? I'm going
to go so I can go sit down.
What school is this?
I'm about to go tell every kid I'll pay it.
Alicia,
I'll pay each of those kids $100 a piece to not stand. I don't have $100 a piece for kids.
We can go have for 2 kids. Like, we might get 2 kids.
Split one 4 ways. See if
He'll
we get
be
some
black,
sponsors.
He'll be black.
Yeah, he got to be black. I'm done. All right. But yeah, that being said, it's just this weird form of patriotism that I just don't understand anymore.
But also, it's not effective. We don't know the words. We don't know what we're saying. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. I don't to the republic for
What's
which
a republic?
It stands.
What's a
What
republic?
republic? Which part is the republic?
The only time I heard the word "what republic" is with that group. It's too late to apologize. No, you know what? I might be showing my stupidity. My thing is like when they say "and to the republic for which it stands," I'm like, that's not a word we use often. Matter of fact, the only time I use the word republic is when I'm saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't really I don't use it every day.
But even then, that means if it's propaganda, it's not effective. Think about this: the District of Columbia is the nation's capital. Where's Columbia? The District of Columbia, Maryland? No, that's not what it means. We know what it means, but the point is how many people know what it means. So the District of Columbia is the romantic name for the United States. But the point is who cares? Did you know that?
No.
Did you?
Who knew that?
It doesn't make any sense. Sorry, I pointed to you guys. We're seeing you on the TV. So the point for justice for all, exactly.
Unless you're brown.
So the point is not only do we not need to say it, but the people who are saying it don't even know why they're saying it, and you guys making us say it isn't effective because we don't believe in the things that we're even saying because we don't know what they are.
I feel like
I still don't know what the Republican is, and we stand for the Republic. What's the Republic? Dominican Republic?
We could write a better pledge right now, like I pledge allegiance to America, and then like just start talking about the cool things about America, like
hot dogs.
Delicious. You go to New York and they have really good pizza.
Yeah, and you can take the China bus all the way up.
So
I kind of pledge allegiance to China a little bit too.
To China, thanks for the bus.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Shouts out to you guys, $25 and get all the way to Manhattan.
Church. I go to church.
Yeah,
you know I like that.
And you can go or you don't have to.
Hey,
nobody makes you.
It's your choice.
Makes you. But if you want to go, we got a place. If you don't want, Netflix.
Yeah, where we have
all day on
freedom of religion.
And when you come home, you can watch Netflix too. You can join, so you guys can part ways. You go to church, they go to bed, and you come back and you watch Netflix together. That's America.
That's it. Yeah.
Done. And then we do a double salute.
No, there should be some sort of zap at the end.
There should be like a super handshake. And you know what? And then at the end it should say, and we love the veterans too. Because right now the current
if you don't say nothing about the veterans, you're gonna get
and so I feel like those people that were criticizing Colin or criticizing Colin and saying he's disrespecting the troops. I feel like that's just a thing that you say that'll be like, oh, I don't want to do that, because really those two things don't line up at all. Yeah. It's like when you tell your kid, you're like, oh, if you eat more ice cream, Santa's not going to come. Those two things aren't related. But if I threaten you with that, then it's supposed to hurt your heart. Oh, those guys are heroes. I don't want to do anything to because I'm not going over there. So I let those guys go over there, and they're fantastic. Thank you for doing that. I don't want to say anything that's going to disrespect them. So now let me stand for the song that was written 150.
Quick audience poll. Quick close that. Quick audience poll. All right. I want everybody right now that's watching, if you're still tuned in, whoever's still watching, I want you guys to tell me the most American thing.
I gotta charge it.
Oh, that's fine. I want everybody to tell me the most American thing that you know. Like the most American thing you could think of right off the top of your head. We're adding that to the pledge. Whatever the most American thing you could think of right now, go. Just start pointing them out. Go. Republic is a government based on the rule of law, protects the individual. Jeremy, this is why I'm glad. I need you to watch all my shows because I need you to fact check everything I'm saying. But yeah, the most American thing you could think of. Go.
To the power block right there, the black thing.
Yep, I see it. There you go. Magic City in Atlanta. Colin. Colin. That's pretty American, so I can't even.
Black Twitter? That's dope.
Oh, Alicia went topical on us, letting a dude off for rape after 3 months.
Oh no.
Yo, that's reference.
Oh no.
Dallas Cowboys. What's more American than that? You know what's more American than that? Calling a racial group by a slur and calling that a team name.
And then defending it.
That's
defending
way more.
To the death. And that's what I'm saying.
Wait.
Why? Okay. So we have the Redskins.
Fireworks at baseball games. That's pretty American.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the Redskins. Okay.
No, we're going to talk about the Redskins. Go ahead.
So we have.
Hold on, Ashley. Get out. No, I'm kidding. Drop him while black. Ashley Graham. Oh man, you guys are. Whew. My viewers are savage.
Yeah, you started something.
They're savages.
You started something aggressive.
All right, go ahead.
So we have a football team.
Yes.
That's all they are. It's a football team. There's a guy who owns the team, and then he pays a bunch of people to be on the team.
Yep.
And then he gets money based on what they've done somehow. I don't know all the logistics or all the economics behind football. However, the team has decided to name themselves, or long ago, they decided to name themselves the straight up racial slurs.
Straight up racial slurs.
Maybe they didn't know it was a racial slur. Maybe they didn't have any idea. Maybe the guy who came up with the name was like, this will be a great name. Everybody agreed, and then nobody said it was racist.
Okay.
So then some folks came out and said, hey guys, that name you got? That's pretty racist. We don't really appreciate that because it represents us, and we don't appreciate that name. So maybe change it? No, we're not going to change it. And we're not going to change it for reasons I don't even know what those reasons are. But
they're honoring Native
who are they
Americans.
honoring?
They're honoring Native Americans
With a racial slur? So if a team straight comes out and they call the N-words, they're honored. So I feel good about that?
Yeah, it's honor. So here's the thing.
No.
Someday when all of the world is biracial,
which is the thing.
Which probably could happen at some point, but when everyone becomes biracial, plug to the next series. We'll talk about that in a second. But when all the world is biracial, I'm sure at some point there's going to be a sports team that's called the Cleveland Thugs. And it's going to be like a black dude.
Why Cleveland?
It's going to be like, I have no idea. But a black dude in a do-rag, like with a gun in his waist. And it's going to be menacing and threatening. And like people are going to be on the side dressed as thugs and black people wearing blackface and shooting guns into the sky. And some like biracial person is going to be like, hey, that's racist because thugs were terrible. Like, why would we want to do a negative stereotype for black? They're like, nah, we're honoring their heritage.
No.
Because we're like, no, you're picking it because it's fearsome and because it's terrifying and it scared you. And now you're trying to take ownership of it, which is exactly what they're doing with the Redskins, the Washington football team.
But also, for science reasons, eventually everybody's going to be biracial, and the people who have decided to stay pure and keep their bloodline pure, they're going to die from diseases that everybody else will live through.
Yeah, because of
how science works. So it's almost good for your health to create an interracial baby. But we're not talking about that right now either.
And on that note, we're going to move on. That's all we had to talk about today.
Okay.
Did you have anything else you wanted to chime in? Any final thoughts?
No. I'm still really upset about the whole...
Brock Turner?
The whole jail thing. I feel like... Okay, I said exactly all the words that I'm about to say before. I'm going to say them again. You can't... Your reason for not putting somebody in jail for the amount of time that they should be in jail to be rehabilitated can't be because they won't survive.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because the girl shouldn't have been raped because she won't survive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, so you think about that for a second. I want to tell our viewers about our next series.
Go for it.
So the next series we're going to be doing is going to be dealing with interracial relationships and biracial people.
Okay.
This country has had a very troubled history with biracial people as well as with interracial relationships. I don't believe that we have come as far with our acceptance of interracial relationships as we think we have. However, there are now more biracial people than ever in the United States and all over the world. Primarily, I'm talking about black and white relationships. There are other forms of being interracial and being biracial, but this seems to be the one that is most taboo. And I don't really know what taboo means, but I think by me using it in a sentence,
I think you used it correctly.
I think I used it correctly. So that'll be our next series. We're going to talk to some folks that are in the room right now. Be checking your schedule because we're definitely going to cover that. And I know Abraham liked that. I knew he would have something to say about that.
Race is a social construct with no biological basis. Okay, Alicia, so white girls rock, right? White girl magic? All right, we'll let her comment on white girl magic.
Accurate, Abraham. Accurate. So that being said, he said white girl magic?
Yes.
All right, so that being said, that's going to be our next series. We're going to be starting that next week. I want to do it very quickly. I'm probably going to do about 3 or 4 episodes right in a row. Do them real quick, put them out there, share, tell your friends. We want to continue promoting the show.
She hates white girl magic.
We're going to keep doing the show. Thanks, everybody, for viewing. Continue to share. I need everybody in here tonight, before you go to bed, tonight. Subscribe on YouTube. I'm going to put out a link after I upload this.
I'm going to turn into a Cleveland thug if you don't.
Cleveland Thugs. Cleveland Thugs. Out here in these streets. But yeah, that's it. This has been yet another exciting episode of 10 Minutes with Ronald with your boy Mass Potential. Oh, one big quick plug. We have a new podcast. It's called Talking Loud and Saying Nothing. It is hosted by Mr. Mass Potential here. Check it out. It's some good content on there. It's on Stitcher. It's on iTunes. Right now, it's rated number 1,632 on iTunes. I'm almost positive that's correct.
It probably rose one, I think.
Yeah, like 1,631.
There you go.
Oh, we almost there.
It's also on SoundCloud. It's also on TLASN.net. It's also on MassPotential.net. So it's everywhere. You might bump into it by accident, but I encourage you to seek it out purposefully.
I will post a link to it with this episode on YouTube so you guys can subscribe and watch that as well. Thanks everybody for chiming in. Thank you Alicia. Thank you Matt. Thank you Abraham. Thank you Colin. Thank you Jeremy. Thank you Marilyn. Thank you Ashley. Thank you Matt Perno. Thank you, can't see all your names on there. Thanks, Relly. Thanks, Rasan Staley was in here. Thank you, Abraham. Thanks all of y'all. Share with friends. Talk more about the show. I was about to say talking loud, saying nothing.
Did you say Father Abraham had many sons?
And many sons had what?
Had Father Abraham.
Oh,
and one of them.
Remember that your boy Big Run. Well, all right, that's it.
Started at the bottom now.